Shogun versus Alistair Overeem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a sevens match. In the blue corner, Alistair Overeem.
Alistair Overeem, 6'5", 205 from Holland. And there's a few tough fighters that come out of that territory.
I think you've probably called a few fights on those guys. Alistair here, great kickboxing background, trains with, God, the name escapes me right now, but the guy's an incredible trainer. He's worked with the best in the business, but you know, also, he's not just a one-dimensional fighter with kickboxing. He's got a great front choke that has put away a lot of top competitors, not only in the MMA ring, but in the grappling arena as well. Lucien Carbet, that's his trainer, Lucien Carbet.
And the thing about Overeem, too, is you have to understand, he uses his length very well, but it's surprising. He uses length inside. He doesn't keep you outside of the distance. He likes to use all of his length inside the clinch game. He's a traditional kickboxer. And when I first started calling fights with him, it's very difficult to watch him because like, he's so tall. What's he doing? And I started talking to him a little bit. He said because he's so long from hip to knee,
sure,
you can actually have a guy inside, and his hip to knee is longer than most guys' shoulder to fist.
Sure enough, he's a real proponent of length over girth.
And in the red corner, Mauricio Shogun Fight.
Silva getting taped up by the best.
Could be a huge star in the United States for pride. Shogun Hua. He is young. He's good looking. He did a little modeling himself, but he is one tremendous fighter.
You know, I did happen to get his number earlier, Bob.
Wow.
A lot of power.
Maybe I should go back to the locker room. I think you two sound like you want to get together a little closer.
Well, you know, I'm a very confident man, I can tell you that.
This is true. This is true.
But Shogun is an exciting fighter, and when people get a look at him and get used to him, they are going to love what they see in the ring.
I agree. And you know what, both of these guys, one of their outstanding attributes is they're very dynamic fighters. Very dynamic. You know, they're all over the place in the ring. And, you know, Silva, Hua's fight style, I call it controlled chaos.
The seventh match. Fighting in the blue corner, he stands 6 feet 5 inches, weighing in at 205 pounds. From Netherlands, Alistair Overeem. And fighting in the red corner, standing 6 feet. He weighed in at 205 pounds. From Brazil, Mauricio Shogun
You know the rules. We all expect a good, clean, fair fight. Watch your knees and kicks to grounded opponent to the head, all right? Obey my commands, protect yourself at all times, come out ready to fight. Hook them up. Good luck.
Steve Mazzagatti in charge, Overeem and Shogun ready to go.
All right, are we ready? Bring it on!
In the orange trunks, the color of his country, Alistair Overeem taking on Shogun in the black.
Watching those overhand punches from Shogun, not to mention a dynamic kicking game. I think he may even have a background either Kyokushin or Taekwondo from Brazil.
Sometimes some of his punching and striking is almost gymnastic-like, the way you watch him spin and get into a lot of his positions. Who is very explosive, but on the other end, very strict, very tight Overeem, also is very long and very athletic as well, just using the exact same thing, just a different way of getting to it.
More in the pocket, more straightforward.
And this is a position where, as you mentioned, you would think they'd have Overeem at an advantage, but he can use those knees in tight, and he will use them liberally.
Yeah, the clinch is going to be a great position for Overeem, as long as he doesn't allow Shogun to close that distance and take him down with one of his dynamic throws or trips. Nice catch on the kick from Overeem, and smart not to follow him down.
You do not want to be on the ground. This guy Overeem says, I've got no interest in the ground game tonight. He's going to be forced down there, I would imagine, sooner or later, but if he can keep it on the feet, the longer the better.
Nice inside low kick. Now into the clinch. Overeem looking to land some easy. You see how he gets his hand and his palms facing against Hua's delt there earlier. He wants to create that space, and by using his hands flat against there, he's going to push off and get out of that clinch.
A great job, push his head down and away, straighten on the way up.
Overeem getting busy with those gloves. That's what he needs to do. But his bread and butter are those knees. They both miss on those haymakers, and a good left by Overeem.
Great head movement by Overeem, though ending up in the clinch here, following with a punch. Hua, as you can see, just trying to get anything going. He doesn't care where they end up, just as long as they land in a position that he can rally into a better spot from.
He's got to hang on to that arm of Overeem, or Overeem just going to stand up.
Working the double wrist lock there, Shogun, but Overeem, a very strong fighter indeed. He's probably seen this position before, but he's got to be careful still. He's not out of danger yet. Hua also looking to either reverse him, or as he bring that leg up over and isolate the arm.
You notice, look, you can see how strong that Overeem is, because right now in this position, it's basically strength that's holding that arm in right now. Hua's in a very good position to pull that thing out and come in as it slips out. He's in a very good position to finish that arm up, but you know, Alistair is so strong, he can keep everything in on the inside.
Look at him spread, too. A great wrestler pose right there.
He is, and you know, the thing about Alistair from that last position, the farther your hands are away from your body, the weaker they're going to be, and Shogun let his arms get too far from his body.
Overeem got exactly what he wanted out of it.
Nice hooks, nice straight right by Shogun, not landing, but still driving forward, just trying to get that single, putting Overeem on his butt, and is apparently exactly what he wanted to do.
Here comes Hua. This is what I love about MMA. You've got these two divergent styles clashing here.
This is where Hua wanted to put this fight, because he knew that Overeem's going to beat him on the length. Oh, great overhand right coming down to the canvas.
Hua gets his fight now where he wants it, on the canvas with Overeem on his back. But as you mentioned, Alistair very strong, trying to quell those punches.
Picking his shots, landing once for the up kick again from Alistair, I'm sure. Hua's going to dive right in with another big punch.
What an incredible overhand right. He jumped right into it, picked his hands apart, and dropped right into it.
Right on the button.
With every ounce of muscle that Hua had, he wound up and delivered an overhand right that cleared everything that Overeem had in his mind. He went totally blank. The fight is over.
That punch was not fast, it was sudden.
What an incredible knockout at 3:37 of the first round. Hua is incredible. He's so athletic, he's so strong. It's amazing to see what he actually can pull off from such a taller opponent. He had to dive, almost jump into that to hit him in an overhead.
Right, you know, watching here, you'd think most people, this would be a wild punch with Hua. It was laser accurate, hitting him right on the chin and finishing up with a flurry to end this match.
So much more devastating than a punch standing up. You've got all that power, you've got gravity, you've got the mat behind your head that allows no leverage whatsoever, and just a finishing blow unlike we've seen tonight.
What a complete combination. Bam! throws, he lands right into a guard pass. So even if he didn't knock Overeem out, he was in better position. And just well executed on Shogun's part.
Shogun with the big victory. You see close up exactly what Overeem felt.
Now you can see the position here. You saw how his hands were out away from his face. When you have a guy on top of you that's so explosive, so strong, you have to keep your hands just like you're on your feet. If you have your hands by your shoulders, you're going to get picked apart like you just did.
Exactly. You got to keep your hands